So America leads the world in divorce and broken families, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are relationships failing in America, in your opinion?
Because people are getting married at a very young age, I feel like. Or
Okay.
they're,
You feel like.
yep, at least what I've seen. I grew up in San Ynez, so I feel like everybody kind of just gets stuck in this little hole, and they're kind of just so bored with their lives. They're like, haven't gotten out of the valley yet. They're just there, and they're still with their high school sweetheart, and they're kind of just like, well, it's not going to get any better than this.
So then,
And
what
then
is the good
they
age?
decide to get divorced, and then they realize, well, maybe there is more to life than being with my high school sweetheart.
So, okay, what age?
Forever.
What age is good then? Because you said people get married too early. What is good age?
I don't know.
Do you know what the average age of marriage is in America?
No.
Okay, so it's like 27, 28.
Okay.
So it's already not that young.
Okay, I'm just saying based off what I've seen. I've seen a lot of people get engaged
Okay,
and
so you
married at a
said
very
people
young
too
age.
early. Let's start with you over here, Lexi. Yeah. In your opinion, why do you think? Because you seem like you come from a married household.
Yes.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you seem very well put together. You seem classy. So you seem like you come from a good home. Why do you think relationships in America are kind of falling apart? In your opinion, you don't have to be right or wrong. Just your opinion.
I think people are getting married soon after they meet people. I mean, I'm all for it. If you think you love someone, you want to spend the rest of your life with them, I'm all for that. But I do think sometimes hookup culture maybe has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Maybe not giving the relationship as much time as it needs before jumping into it, because you're always going to run into problems. But some people just aren't meant for each other, and I think a lot of people don't give themselves the time to figure that out.
Okay. How about you?
Yeah, I feel like definitely hookup culture has something to do with it. People don't take the time to get to know each other anymore that well, and it kind of ruins everything after.
So it's too early.
Yeah, I think people tend to rush into relationships, but more than that, like, it's not I don't think it's exactly like a time frame. I think it's more like getting married before, like, figuring out how to resolve issues, figuring out how to sort through disagreements. I feel like a lot of people tend to, like, run away when things get hard, and
You're smart.
that's when. And I don't mean like hard, like cheating. Obviously, that's a completely different thing. I mean like disagreements. And such.
Yeah. Do you come from a intact family?
It's a.
You feel like it's more yes than no.
Yeah. Well.
What do you think? What's your opinion on?
It's a whole rushing into it thing. People marry for lust, not for love. So
For lust, not
Yeah.
love. Yeah.
I think first of all, people are. I don't know if
Tilt the
they're
mic
getting,
down towards you
sorry.
slightly.
I don't know if people are getting married too young. I'm not sure if I agree with that on a huge basis, but I think institution-wise, like marriage in the U.S. is so gruesome. Like, I just feel like some of the happiest couples I know that live here are not married, and they've been together for 15 years plus. I know couples who actually have no plans of getting married. They're engaged, they're committed, but I think it's, yeah.
That's what I mean. I don't mean about like the title, like you need to sign this document. Now you're official married. Like if you guys were together, we're gonna say you're only married because you signed this paper, but they didn't sign the paper, so it doesn't care. Like I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, like, why do you think people are like breaking up, and why like dysfunction and relationships coming apart is more common than coming together?
I guess to answer that, like I said, I don't think it's necessarily an age problem. I think finding the person you want to be with forever at a young age is fine.
Yeah.
But just, going through thick and thin with that person, I think some people overestimate how ready they are for that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. A lot of people give up.
Cynthia?
I think they hit a lot of the good points. I do think a lot of people get into relationships for the wrong reasons. Another big thing is like there's no I think a lot of relationships there aren't stability, so they don't go through the thick and thin like Amber said. And some people just kind of want to avoid the problem just for the sake of the situation at the moment, and that honestly in the long run is just not good. And so I think definitely going through the hard stuff and talking about it, that's good right there.
I think, yeah, the inability to get through rough patches is a big one, but I've also seen it a lot in my life where this might be a little strange to say, but like I've seen it a lot where typically the woman like leads in the relationship and there's no strength in the man's role. Like the man's kind of like a doormat to the woman. That also really tends to poison the relationship and lead to the woman leaving the relationship.
Yeah.
Cool. I also think part of the reason why there's so much breakdown in relationships is there's so many options. So there's, especially with dating apps and social media, someone potentially better is just a swipe away.
Yeah, it's the
paradox
it's the illusion of
illusion
the
of
perfect
choice.
mate out there.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
real.
Exactly.
It's not real. People need to like take what they can get or take what they deserve, and like honestly have an objective reality of how much you're worth in the dating spot. You know.
Yeah.